How? Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome. We are live. Oh, the sun, it's blinding. Woke up this morning and I'm like, man, it's unseasonably dark for this time of day. And I realize that the clocks jumped ahead an hour. So, I don't know what that means, but we're out here. We're doing it right now. Just keep it going. All I think about is those people that get up for the 6 a.m. class at CrossFit. It's going to be an early one this week, guys. It'll be dark for quite a while. So, what's going on with you guys? What's the haps? What's going on in your lives? Any good news? You want to share the good news? Pop it in the comments, man. Share the good stuff. I want to know what everybody's up to. Me, heading on over to play some golf, inspire the kiddos, try and get a golf club in their hands, pick up a game that you can play for the rest of your life, something you can play with your friends, with your family. Gosh, I went out and played golf. This is like 2 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago, and I've got my buddy Miles at home. What's up, Miles? Hope you're doing well, buddy. And his uncles, one of his uncles, Tommy, has a house in Boca. And his other uncle, Chick, came down and was meeting. He's like, hey, let's go play some golf. And then they brought their friend, Tommy, to go out and play golf. So there's the three of us, me being 26, and those other three guys being in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. The older guy, Tommy, was in his 70s. I think he was 77. And we all played golf together. And it was just another day with the boys. You know, here's my crowd. You know, the 50 plus dudes. This is who I choose to hang out with on a Saturday night. I love it. I freaking love it. All right, here comes my dream car. Here it is right here. I'm telling you, this thing follows me wherever I go. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Love that thing. I'm not a materialistic person, but damn, it motivates me to get up out of bed and keep growing. And then I start talking like this, and I'm full of energy. Oh, beat him off the block. Yeah. Jeez. Can you see how giddy I get when I think about that car? And I know once I get the car, it's going to be one of those, okay, whatever. Drive it a couple times and freaking just give it away. Give it to someone who needs it. And we'll have a little a charity raffle. How about that? Anyone who wants to buy the car, and then the proceeds will go to. I got an idea in mind. I got my people over in Africa that need some water. That's it. I don't need a freaking car. They need something to drink, some clean freaking water. So we'll raffle it off. I'll drive it for like a month or two. See how fast. I gotta see how fast it goes. I mean, gotta see what that baby will do, you know? So I wanna, here's what I wanna share today. Absolute blind faith in the result of what you're after. I see that car and I'm already driving it. You can see I'm resolved about getting it. It's an $80,000 car. I don't give a shit. I've never made $80,000 in a year or even close to that. But I know what I'm capable of and I know where I'm going. And it's on the way. I'm taking my steps, right? And I'm so resolved about getting it, and the steps will show up. The how part is not really important. Those things show up. I'm totally resolved about that result. Picture yourself on Christmas Eve, and you're 6 to 8 years old, and you've been thinking about everything that you want this year. I want a pony, I want a board game, I want this video game, I want some jump ropes, I want this. The kid doesn't hold back on what they want. There's no holds bar. I want this, I want that. They got a whole list, and they believe that they're getting it. I'll give you another story. I was teaching golf this summer, and the last week I had one kid, his name was Daniel, who was, I think, 5 or 6 years old. And just a bright spirit. We would play golf for a little bit, and then we'd walk around the venue and go talk to people, because he was just one of those charismatic characters. Everybody loved this kid. Everybody loved this kid. And we got talking time and time again about watermelon popsicles. Yeah, watermelon popsicles. And there's a little terrace that we have in our venue up on the top floor, and it's open, it's beautiful. You can see the Hard Rock Stadium from there. And he goes, on Friday, I'm going to give a presentation on how to make watermelon popsicles. Okay, Daniel, you got it, man. Let's do it. Let's go tell everybody about it. And he goes and starts telling everybody about it. And he says, yeah, this is where people are going to sit. This is where I'm going to give my presentation. I'm going to show them how to make it. And this is how it's going to be, A, B, and C. And here I am sitting there. Okay, cool, man. Hey, let's go hit some golf balls. Let's get back to golf. We'd go hit some golf balls, and he would always come back to the presentation. This is where we're going to do it. This is how it's going to be. I want to go tell everybody at this time. This is when I want to do it. And the more he did it, I'm like, crap, like this is a thing that's really about to go on. So now I'm sitting there Thursday night saying, crap, how is all this going to get done? He's not worried about it all getting done. He just knows it's going to happen. So on Thursday night, I go out and I get all the ingredients. I get all the molds to put the popsicles in. I get all the toothpicks. I get the blender. I get everything. I get home. I'm making a mess. I'm up until 3 a.m. trying to get all this set. And I'm going to be back in the venue at 8 o'clock. And sure enough, kid had his presentation. I'm sure we've got videos somewhere of it. And the point being, Daniel wasn't worried about how it was going to get done. He just knew that it was happening. And my role in the whole thing was to make it happen. But there's this force that goes on when you're resolved about something happening, everything else just falls into place. And it's something we have as kids that we tend to lose later on in life, because our little pea brains come up with, oh, I'll never have enough money to make that, or there's no way I could convince someone to help me with that, or she's busy, I don't think that she'll be willing to help me on it, and we don't even try it. It's devastating. It would be devastating if we lived life not going for those things that light us up, not asking for what we want for Christmas. And I'm not saying specifically on Christmas. I'm saying the other 364 days that you have to live. what if you could ask for what you wanted and go after it and start paying the price for it? And maybe you won't get it overnight, but you will get it eventually. And if it means that much to you, then great. Me, I'm looking for things that'll make me... So this car, for example, serves as a principle. It's... What it means to me is going from where I am to where I want to be. And I want to be in a place where I can help other people. And I know that if I get that car, that means I had to help a lot of people to get there. And I got to grow as a person. And I got to challenge myself. And I got to get better. And I'm setting the bar. When I set the bar, then I have to go meet the bar. I'm not letting it come to me. I go and get it. I set the terms for it. So that's what gets me to get up. I actually had something else come up this morning that was interesting. I was eating my oatmeal, and I had a conversation last week with a guy, Jonathan, and talked about really making a difference in people's lives and some of the tools that we can use. And he told me a couple of things that I can work on. And one was joining a Toastmasters club, being able to speak, give a speech. And I started watching all these speeches, world championship speeches, and I'm sitting there and I just had this feeling of this is something I want to go after. I want to be able to speak and give a championship speech, be able to go and win a competition by giving a speech. And what that looks like for me is becoming an incredible version of me, where I really dip into what means the most to me. I'm able to share it and express it with other people, and I'm also able to inspire other people to live their life to the fullest. And that's a win in my book. If I'm able to go into a business or into a school or in front of a group and offer my 2 cents and deliver it powerfully, I think that's worth going after. And something interesting came up for me. I've always been in sports competition, and I'm a competitive individual, and I measure a lot of my success off of how I do in tournaments. I don't define myself by how I do in tournaments, but I measure my progress through that. And I haven't won a ton of tournaments, but I go in as if I'm gonna win, and I've gotten so much better in the pursuit of that. And this is one thing that stuck out to me, that I could really win and I could really make a difference. And I believe it's something I excel at. And with the work and with the right role model and the right leader and the right coaching, you could get there. You could absolutely get there. And I'm resolved about, I haven't given that many speeches. I remember being in front of a group of maybe 50, 60 people, probably more than that. I've done golf clinics, I've done being in front of parents at the end of the week with their kids, giving a speech with everybody, leading the group. And a lot of people say that I'm comfortable and really good in that environment. I mean, when you're up there, you feel like you're but that doesn't matter. What matters is the difference I want to make while I'm here. And it just so happens I'm human, and I experience the same things that most people do when it comes to being nervous, having a little stage fright, performance anxiety. You know how it is. We're all human out here. So that's what I'm thinking. So when I start it, I'm totally resolved of the result. This is what I want to accomplish, period. And I can see the difference that it can make. I can see how profound that experience could be for me and for other people. It's one thing I have dreamed about, is being the leader in a group. And I love the process, the doing the reps when nobody's looking. Man, how'd you get so much better at that? You show up, you put in the time, you put in extra time. An extra 10 minutes a day towards what you're after goes a long, long, long way. And I love that. It's something I learned young, grew up on a farm, so hard work, baby. You'd sit there, all right, boys. Dad talking to me and my two brothers. We've never lived on a farm before. We're gonna cut the hay. We're gonna put it in the barn so that the cows have something to eat. And you look at it like that field. That field's huge. How are we gonna do this? And step by step, you get it done. Step 1, cut the hay. Step 2, stand the hay up so it dries. Step 3, bale the hay. And we learned, I think the first time we did it, gosh, here I am in 6th, 7th grade. I'm scrawny. I'm like 115 pounds. Gosh, I was like 5'5". And we got these 80-pound hay bales that were winging around. My gosh. Suckers were, whew. And then you got to get them you bale them, then you put them in the tractor, and then you bring them up to the barn, and then you got to shoot them up the barn. Oh my. And it's not like springtime where it's 60 degrees out. It's 90 degrees, and you're up in a barn where you can hardly breathe, and there's hay particles flying around, and you're getting scratches all over you, and you learn quick to wear the right clothes, to be patient, to learn to laugh, and realize you're all in it together. And step by step, you get it done. Gosh, just little by little. Amount of times I heard "whistle while you work." It makes it go faster. You enjoy the company you're with. I had my two brothers and my dad, and yeah, it was definitely a beautiful house, and we had to earn it. There was no. I remember having friends come over all the time. When you did sleepovers and whatnot as a kid, everyone comes over. You guys eat something, you hang out. When you came over to my house, hey, we got a project to do. Trying to build this thing. We'll work for a couple hours, and then we'll feed you guys, and we can go in the pool and relax. And to me, it was the norm. It wasn't the norm initially, because we would just come over to the house that we had in Hyde Park, which was smaller, and there's no massive projects there. But when I moved to the farm with everybody, there was always some work to do, and we would do it, and then we would go in the pool and go eat a pizza, but it was so rewarding. It was so rewarding to go enjoy ourselves after we worked hard. And that's something I take now, that it's tough in the moment, but dang, the results are there. What a treat to go and put in the extra reps and push yourself, but then you get to take in all the results. And then a lot of people, so many people, gosh, at the gym recently, like, Matt, how did you do it? It's not how. It's not how. It's why I did it. I get to live. It took me 30 days to absolutely transform where I was to where I am now. And the results are addicting. They're absolutely addicting. And I've had so many things open up for me in the past 30 days. Worked my butt off. And I don't do it to brag. I don't do it to say that anybody else should do it. You got to do you, and you got to do what's important to you. This is something that was important to me, and I did it, and I'm still doing it. And I don't see another choice in going back. I love what we've created over the last month. I'm a monster. It's so much fun. It's so much fun to go in there and kick butt and dig deep and be able to keep going when you think you're done. Gosh, if I looked at myself, if this version of me saw me in high school and said, dude, if you just learn a little bit about the right foods to eat, if you learn a little bit about training, if you spend a little time in the gym, you could be doing pull-ups, push-ups, toast bar, muscle-ups. You'd be a monster. A month, ladies and gentlemen. The difference a month can make when you set your mind to something. My thing was, I'm winning this heckin' challenge. I'm winning it. I told the coaches, if I'm going to participate, I'm going to win. I'm a winner, all right? So if I got to eat what I got to eat, you tell me, and I'll do it. I'm here for the result. So you find somebody who's got, who knows what to do, who's been through it before, and you go and you just rep it out little by little, day by day, a little better, and you gotta believe that you can do it. That's that kid on Christmas Eve. I want an Xbox, I want the new NBA 2K, and I want another controller, so when my buddy comes over, I can beat his butt. And that's what I want. The kid doesn't construct how that's going to happen. He shows up and it's there. Same thing when you get older, guys. Same thing. I know it's a little different. The rules change a little bit. But not really. I'm resolved about the car that I'm getting. I'm resolved about the contest that I'm going to win. I'm resolved about the person that I'm going to become, that I'm becoming. But that's it. That's all she wrote, man. That's it. So I'm curious for you guys, if you could have anything you want, you were totally resolved about it. If you could imagine, play a little game. Play a little game for a couple minutes where anything exists. You can have whatever car you want. You can live wherever you want to live. You can surround yourself with who you want to surround yourself with. What does it look like? This is your life. This is your life that we're talking about. This isn't some game where you got to play by certain rules and play within the box. You've got nothing to lose. You've got nothing to lose. Except those negative friends. Which, man, they'll find other negative people. They'll be good. Your friends are going to see you making steps and growing and like, what? Take me with you. Come back. Doesn't work like that. Sometimes you got to make sacrifices. But to sacrifice something doesn't mean to go without. You sacrifice something good in the moment for something great later on. But you can experience the great thing later on right now. Go to earlier in this tape. When I see this car, when I saw that car, look at how I felt. You guys know what I drive. I got an 08 Civic. 222,000 miles, baby. And still going. And still going. I'm resolved about that. About that car. About that Charger. It's on the way. Those are the rules I play by, man. Don't matter to me. So what is it for you guys? Is it a job? Is it... And it goes back to yesterday's topic about being the best version of you. What's something that's totally inspiring for you? What mission do you want to be on? Where do you want to serve? What difference do you want to make in the world? Because at the end of the day, you never see a U-Haul at the back of a funeral procession. You don't get to take anything with you. What you get is the lasting happiness that comes with everything you do in this world. And I will say that one of the greatest feelings that I've ever experienced is when I give a gift to other people. And that feeling inside is something you can't replace. So when I gear towards my goals, I see things that will propel me towards that pull me towards that. So you tell me what it is, all right? Be good, everybody. And don't be so hard on yourself. Step by step, all right? Inch by inch. Sometimes it's a little 2 millimeter shift. You have two boats going in one direction. One makes a 2 millimeter shift, and in a year, they're out here. You can make a massive difference by little shifts over time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This concludes episode number 5. Be good, and I will all be with you shortly. Adios.